Hello and welcome back to another episode of the Just Georgian Show. I'm your host Georgian, and in today's episode we are talking about Arsenal, but in a bit of a longer form because obviously usually I do shorts for the Arsenal videos, but I thought this time around we'll do a bit more of a longer form for it, seeming we've got to today's date, the 18th of March, we've still got another 13 days until Arsenal play again. They will be playing Manchester City away at the Etihad. I think it's a 4:30 kickoff. I have got my Surface Pro in front of me, so if I'm looking up, it's because I'm looking at my Surface Pro throughout this video. But yeah, we have got Manchester City at 4:30 on the 31st of March, which is the Easter bank holiday. Hope everyone's doing well. I haven't done a video with me in the video since the 100th episode. So yeah, it's been a little while. I've been doing Resident Evil 7 and Resident Evil 8 Village will be coming out shortly on this channel as well. This video will be dropping today on the 18th of March, Monday the 18th of March. So it's looking very grey, very boring, very dull, very meh outside today. But what isn't looking meh is Arsenal this season, especially in 2024. Now, in the last 8 games in the Premier League, we have won 8 games in the Premier League, which is phenomenal. And what that has done is it's obviously put us top of the table on goal difference. But what it also has done is it's put our goals for up massively. Now, we're now on 70 goals for this league so far. We've still 10 games to go, which is incredible. So if we score, even 20 in the next 10, or that could be that's doable, because most games you have to win by 2 goals, you'd think, when you're 2-1 or 2-0, or obviously more than 2. But yeah, I think we're looking very good. Obviously we've drawn 4 games in the league, we've lost 4 games in the league, and we've won 20. So we've matched the same amount of points as Liverpool, because Liverpool are on 64 points with us, but they've lost less games with 2, but they've drawn 3 more games than us. And then we've got Manchester City on 63 points in 3rd. So it's very tight, only a point between the top 3, which is incredible. My overall opinion of how the league's going to go is that Arsenal, unfortunately, won't win the league. I don't think so. I think the amount of fixtures that we've got left and the difficulty of them fixtures, obviously, Man City next is incredibly hard at the Etihad. To get 3 points there or a draw. A draw's not the end of the world, but obviously that does mean then if Liverpool... I think Liverpool are playing Brighton on the same day. Let me just double check that. I think they are. Yes, Liverpool are playing Brighton at 2 o'clock. So if Liverpool win their game, they will be top of the table before we play Man City. So it's a difficult one, really. Yeah, and I think some of the games we've still got to play are very difficult. We've got Man United away, we've got Tottenham away, we've got Villa at home, we've got Chelsea at home. There are some difficult games there. I think we've got to go away to Brighton, which isn't ever an easy game. You never know what version of Brighton you're going to get. Looking at their form at the moment, win, loss, draw, win, draw, loss. So you don't know what version of Brighton you're getting. It's the same with Manchester United and Tottenham. 3 wins out of 5 for both of them teams and 2 losses in between that. So you don't know what version you're going to get of these teams. If we play the way we know we can play, we can go to these grounds and we can beat them. I know we can. We've done it against Burnley, we've done it against West Ham, we've done it against Sheffield United. We can go to grounds and blow the team away. I'm not comparing the quality of Sheffield United and Burnley to Tottenham and Manchester United here, guys, but what I am saying is that we can go to an away game with confidence. The team's brimming with confidence at the moment. I don't know where the team's gone during this break, but if they haven't gone back to Dubai, I don't know why they haven't gone back to Dubai, because Dubai seems to be the place that these Arsenal players seem to thrive in. But yeah, it's really good at the moment. I'm feeling really positive about Arsenal. And obviously we've progressed further in the Champions League. Obviously Porto gave us our 1 loss of this year so far, with the 1-0 win that they had when we were away from home. Obviously, we rectified that by winning 1-0 at home and then going into extra time and then going into penalties and then winning the penalty shootout, which was a phenomenal penalty shootout. Took all the penalties, correctly, and David Raya saved 2, could have saved 3. I think he said that himself. He wanted to save 3 of them. He should have saved 3 of them penalties, but he saved 2 of them, and he was the hero on the night. So yeah, congratulations to Arsenal and obviously David Raya. I think that's solidified now that he is the number one goalkeeper, which does upset me because obviously I really like Aaron Ramsdale. I think everyone likes Aaron Ramsdale. I think he's universally liked if you're an Arsenal fan. But it's one of them. It's kind of we have to look past that now, and I think it's going to be a case of that he probably goes in the summer, which is going to be sad, but that's not for definite. David Raya hasn't signed a full contract with Arsenal. He's still technically a loan player, but I think David Raya will sign a full contract, and I think that Aaron Ramsdale will be leaving in the summer. But we won't look that far ahead at the moment. We'll just look at where we are now, and where we are now is 64 points. With 10 games to go, we're level with Liverpool, but thanks to that great goal difference we've got, we're 7 goals difference ahead of Liverpool. And then we've got Man City behind us with 63 points. I don't think Aston Villa, who are obviously, they've played one game extra than us and are on 56 points, they won't be within that title race. I think they're looking at the top 4 race, which is being contested between quite a few clubs, Tottenham and Man United with Aston Villa. I don't think West Ham are going to be in that conversation. I think they're 12 points behind Aston Villa, so I think it's going to be between Aston Villa, Tottenham and Man United for that 4th place spot. I think there is some new rule coming in with the Champions League that a 5th place team, depending on, I can't remember what the measurements are, the measuring stick is, but if you finish 5th, you might get a Champions League spot because they're increasing the amount of teams that are involved in the Champions League from 32 to, I don't know the amount of teams. It was 32, wasn't it? And then now I think it's going to be more. It's I think it might be like still in the 30s. 36, yeah, 36 teams rather than 32. So there's 4 additional spaces in the Champions League. So yeah, obviously we drew Bayern Munich. We will be playing Bayern Munich in the first leg at the Emirates, which unfortunately I won't be able to go to. I'm away on holiday at that time, so bit of a shame, but I will still be able to watch it on holiday, so that would be fine. And then the away leg is the week after, and that's obviously at the Allianz Arena. And we also know who we're going to face in the semi-final if we go through against Bayern Munich. That will be either Real Madrid or Manchester City. So having said that, it's Bayern Munich, which will be a struggle because let's face it, guys, the last couple of times we played Bayern Munich, we've been played off the park. 5-1, 5-1 home and away. I think it was a 5-1 again. I think 5-1 is just basically the crippling scoreline that we've faced over the years. But we're back in the Champions League, and we're back as a completely different team. I'd like to look at the team actually that faced them when we last lost 5-1. I think it was the likes of Alexis Sanchez in that team. We are far gone by. That was when we were wearing Puma kit. We're now wearing Adidas, A lot of time has changed since we were last in the Premier League, last in the Champions League playing, against the likes of Bayern Munich. So I think the team's better. And you could say arguably Bayern are a little bit worse than they were back then. There could be an argument for it. They're still a formidable force. And I think they're going to be a very big test for us. And then that semi-final will be even bigger of a test. And if we were to make it to the final and get to Wembley, I'd be astonished, to be fair, if we did. I don't think. Do we beat Bayern? Perhaps. Do we beat Real Madrid or Man City over 2 legs? I can't see it, but who knows? The belief's there. If we turn up, sort of thing. But yeah, I'm really interested and intrigued by the amount of games we've got left for this season. I will obviously try and get to as many games as I can. Of that time, either by entering the ballot, or if I'm unsuccessful with the ballot, I will try to get into the ticket exchange. That's how I got a ticket to go to watch Arsenal versus Newcastle, was through the ticket exchange, luckily. But you can only enter the ticket exchange if you enter yourself in the ballot in the first place. So yeah, very confusing. But so there's the game Arsenal versus Chelsea, which has been postponed because Chelsea went through in the FA Cup. I didn't enter the ballot for that game because was it that one? It might have been the Porto game, actually. No, it's the Porto game, sorry, ignore the Chelsea. Porto game, I didn't enter the ballot the first time because I wasn't well and I forgot to do it because obviously when you're ill, you're not really looking at your phone, you're just in bed trying to recover. So yeah, I obviously forgot to enter the ballot, and then I went in to look at the ticket exchange for that game and you couldn't get a ticket because basically you're not, you didn't enter the ballot, which is, I think a bit harsh, but hey ho, this whole ballot system has been a nightmare for me this season. I've literally had 2 successful ballots and that's it. All the rest of the games that I've entered, and I've entered at least probably 12 ballots this season. So yeah, that's obviously not just Premier League, that's Champions League as well that I've entered ballots for. But hey ho, ignore that. But yeah, it's been decided. I think the game, is that right? For Arsenal Bayern, apparently it's going to be on the 9th of April. Okay, so that's a Tuesday. And then we'll face them again on the 17th. So we'll face them 8 days later at the Allianz Arena. That's not bad. Okay. But yeah, it's been great so far for Arsenal since 2024. Obviously, if I'm going just based off since 2024, some of the standout players have been Odegaard, there've been Gabriel at the back, there's been Havertz played really well. Obviously, David Raya had a fantastic performance in that Porto game, especially in the penalty shootout. So yeah, we've had some players playing well over the last few months, and long may it continue. Ben White, Kivior. Kivior's done a great job. I might actually just devote a little bit of this time to Kivior. Jakub Kivior. You're probably thinking, who's that? Who doesn't support Arsenal? Polish player we signed in January last year, I think it was. Let me just double check that. If I am making a mistake, I do apologise, but I think it is January 2023 signed for Arsenal. Yes, he did on the 23rd of January. There you go. He signed for Arsenal on a long-term contract. Boom. There you go. I know my knowledge. But yeah, obviously we had Zinchenko out, Tomiyasu out, so Kivior stepped up and he's really done well in that role at left back. So yeah, massive props to Kivior, and Ben White's playing really well. Obviously some people might think, oh George, talk about the Ben White thing with England. I'm not gonna. What difference does it make? I'm concentrating about Arsenal here, not about England. And to be honest, does Ben White start for England? No. Does he? Is he like Southgate looks at his bench and goes, yeah, Ben White, bring him on. It'll make a difference. No. The players you bring on, if you're like 1-0 against Italy or 1-0 against Switzerland or wherever it is, you bring on Jack Grealish or you bring on Ollie Watkins or Ivan Toney or James Maddison if he isn't starting. I wouldn't be bringing on Ben White to make a difference. My right and left back for England, if everyone's fit, is Luke Shaw at left back and Carl Walker at right back. But that's a topic for another video. But yeah, I am happy with Arsenal at the moment. Obviously, like I said, 13 more days we've got to wait until Arsenal play Man City. So there's not much more for me to update you on. Obviously, we have got Martinelli out injured at the moment. I don't know if he'll be back for that game. I'm hoping he will be. There's a big period of time now for him to recover from that. But yeah, we've got obviously players coming back in the team like Thomas Partey, Gabriel Jesus, Tomiyasu. Will Jurrien Timber make an appearance as well? He's been out. He feels like a whole new signing because he's been out since I think like August or September. So yeah, I'm hoping Jurrien Timber will be back in the Arsenal setup. Hopefully in the not in the long distance future. But yeah, I think it was about February. But yeah, he is back in training. So let's hope he's back and ready and raring to go and fighting Kivior and White for them right and left back places. I think he was phenomenal when he came on in the Community Shield, when he was playing in the Community Shield first couple of the games of the season. I think I saw him against Nottingham Forest. Yeah, I was at the stadium watching him against Nottingham Forest and he looks good. So yeah, let's hope he's back into the team and ready to go. But yeah, that's going to be it for this video, guys. I know it was very Arsenal heavy, so apologies for people who wanted a bit more of a varied episode, but that's just my thoughts on Arsenal at the moment and how the season's going to go. So in summary, I think Arsenal won't win the league, and they won't win the Champions League, which is very negative, but do we have the capability of winning 10 games on the trot and winning the league? Of course we do. Will Liverpool win 10 games on the trot? Probably not. So they will slip up. I think Man City have got more chance of winning 10 games on the trot than Liverpool have. So with that being said, I think that the running that we've got, it could. I don't think if we lose to Man City, I don't think it's all over. But at the same time, it will have a very, very negative effect on our chances of winning the league. But I think the Champions League, you got to be looking at that and going, right, if we're out of the race for the Premier League, throw your eggs in the Champions League basket and see where it gets you. But I think I personally obviously want us to be challenging for both. But do I think come the end of May that we'll be winning both tournaments? No. Do I think we'll win either of them? No. But will we give it our all, and go for it to the bitter end? Yes, because we're Arsenal Football Club. So I think in summary, I think Premier League will finish probably third. I think City and Liverpool will finish above us. And then in the Champions League, we might make it through by beating Bayern over 2 legs. Because I think at home we've got a very, very good advantage because there's no away fans and we've got the home leg. So if we score 3 goals at home, if it's 3-1, we can afford to lose 2-1 at the Allianz Arena and still go through. So yeah, I think it's definitely advantage Arsenal, at least in that first leg. The second leg, not so much. It depends how we get on in that first leg. If we only win 2-1, I'm a little bit worried. If there's a little bit of if there's a 2-goal difference, like a 3-1 or a 4-2, then I can start, thinking, right, 1 foot in the semi-final, get the job done at the Allianz and move on to the semi-final. But we'll see what goes on. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed that one, guys. Very Arsenal heavy, but I will be bringing back more of a varied face-to-face video soon. So watch out for that, and I'll catch you in the next one. Goodbye.